Hi everyone, we are here and we are talking to Yanis from Shadow. And as you know, Shadow are making some changes down the line. So, Yanis, could you just give us a wee background on what Shadow is?
Sure. So yeah, hello everyone, and very glad to be here. So to give you a quick overview of what Shadow is. The idea behind Shadow is to give you access to a full featured PC in the cloud. You can access it via an app, just like you would do for Netflix, for example. And we have apps available on all the main platforms: Windows, macOS, Linux, Android, iOS, and also for VR, the Quest 2 and the Quest 1. And basically, what you access to is a high-end PC with a GPU dedicated to you, where you can do anything you want, whether it's gaming, play to create anything, to work on any task you want. It's an open platform, which is quite different from what you guys used to have on the cloud gaming uh, services.
I've got my wee Shadow Ghost up the stairs, so I do. So I've used Shadow for a fair bit. Uh, ju- just so we can I like going over the baby steps as well. You can go up to 4K 60 on Shadow.
Yeah, what you will see with Shadow is having exactly the same experience as a PC. So depending on the configuration you have, whether it's Shadow or the new power upgrade that we announced recently, you will have the ability to have your desktop and any not non-demanding games in 4K at 60, because
Mhm.
it's what we do. With the power upgrade, you will be able to play almost everything at 4K 60, and this is what we want to achieve. Basically, what we offer with Shadow is the ability to do anything you want. So, as an open platform, we decided to say at the very beginning that the resolution of the screen should not be a limit, and that's why Shadow is actually adapting its stream to any screen. So we will run in the native resolution of phones, TVs, any desktop screen, etc. So yeah,
Yeah, it's all pretty cool because I know you've got your Apple TV app and stuff like that. Uh, we know Shadow's had an interesting year. And you guys have acquired Shadow. Can you give in some insight to the challenges that were faced leading up to the launch of the new tiers?
sure. Well, yeah, it's been quite a complicated year for us, but much more exciting than the years before, I'd say, because they actually went bankrupt. We actually went bankrupt in the early 2021, due to a fundraise that actually failed. So when we were taken over by Octave Klaba and his brother Miroslav, through the Just Buy Fund, we started the company over. The overall idea was to say we want to stay the best in terms of technology to deliver the best innovative cloud computing experience on the market, but also to change our positioning, to expand to new territories, launch new services like Shadow Drive, which we announced recently, which is basically a storage service that will be complementary with the Shadow, and many other new services to come. What the main challenges we faced, the first one I'd say is that we revamped everything from our back office system and the way we handle customer subscription, etc., to be able uh, to scale properly, because we had something we created in house that was quite bad, honestly, and that's still running right now. And we have payment issues. We have many bugs and problems, um, due to the fact that our tech is too old on this for the back office, what's actually ending the subscriptions. So this is a full rework we did this year. There is also a key challenge in the provisioning, for sure, and getting getting able to being able to get the right GPU, the right CPU to do what we do. it's been a pretty rough year for that. You know that mining got created a full crisis in terms of GPU availability. Now that mining is gone, it's easier, I'd say. And with the crypto market going down, it's easier to actually acquire GPUs. And this is why we finally managed to get big quantities of GPUs. And we announced recently the power upgrade with new GPU. And the good news is also that we will be having two different providers, AMD and NVIDIA, so that we can offer more and scale more easily than before.
Yeah, you're talking about the power upgrade there. Just give us a recap of what the power upgrade is and the pricing in that as well.
Sure. The whole idea with the power upgrade is to give you the possibility to enjoy your content at max settings and in 4K if you want it. Basically, you will get ray tracing also from the new setups that we're building with this. And to give you more details on the configuration, it's based on the AMD CPU EPIC 7543P. So you get 4 cores and 8 threads from it. You will have 16 gigabits of RAM, and you will have a GPU depending on your location that can be either an NVIDIA 3070 class or a new RDNA 2 AMD GPU.
Sounds good. I know people are happy and excited about this. Have you had strong demand for that?
Yeah,
for the pre-orders.
Yeah, like right now we just opened a form to gather interest from our user base and from the community, and we had like a tremendous welcome from this. Like we have close to 15,000 users in queue. Expecting from us to release the power. So yeah, a lot of people are excited about it, and we want to manage expectation and make sure that we deliver properly everything, because of the past that Shadow was like over-promising, under-delivering, and I absolutely do not want to do that again.
Yeah, it's better to do it the other way around. Just going on, what can we expect in the 2023? We know the power is coming at the end of this year. Have you got plans for next year? Or
well, yeah. First of all, we will release power in this fall. Then next year we will have for sure new services and new features coming to Shadow. And so, as you're asking for 2023, most of them I cannot answer. Otherwise, you can expect from us new data center opening, I guess, to improve the coverage of the company. And this is what we will do more and more often, since we are partnering closely with OVH Cloud, sorry. And then we will have new offers on the business side also, and plenty of new things coming.
Oh, cool. Do you feel that your target market or demographic has now changed, and what the Shadow see as their target market?
Well, the target market has evolved due to the fact that we are actually changing our positioning. We are trying to reach new audiences, people that are not only gamers, I'd say, people who are also doing video editing, architecture, or any things you can do on a computer, basically work, create, play. This is where we are going with Shadow currently. But however, we know that the gaming business is still the main driver for our offer, mostly due to the fact that the gamers are more demanding with the computers, and this is where Shadow shines a lot. So we want to keep that promise and to keep working closely with the gaming industry and keep pushing the limits with this.
Yeah, gamers are very, very demanding. We'll just go back to something you were talking about a bit earlier, which does push your hardware, and that's VR. I know you've got your VR, you've been testing about in VR. How's the VR stuff coming along, and have you done any testing on the new power levels with the VR?
Well, the VR app right now is in early access. What you can do is basically start the stream directly on your Quest and having nothing to support it. It works directly from the cloud, which is quite impressive. I think we are the only one on the market doing this. Yeah, we are working on improving that app, creating new settings, supporting more headsets, because we are working only with the Quest devices. And for us, it's really like also a strategic way to expand and to keep innovating. We know that there has been a huge traction from some companies to do VR in the future, and our offer makes a lot of sense for them. Either it's to do metaverse or to do a workshop in VR, or this kind of stuff that's done a lot in different companies. Of course, it's not our main business, but it's one of the things we can do with Shadow, and we're very glad to push it forward.
Yeah, I've got my little Quest down here. So,
are you using the Shadow VR app, or do you keep using virtual desktop?
I've used it a wee bit. I haven't used it too much. I'm still tiptoeing in the VR. It's for me. I'm still waiting for the big, massive OMG moment in gaming in VR, and I think we're starting to see some traction that way, where we're building towards that. But I have used it on it, and it worked pretty well for me. Can you give us more insight to the new tiers, what users can expect, and also offer some indication about the new pricing structure?
Sure. Well, the idea is basically to have only two possibilities: whether you get into Shadow with the Shadow subscription, and otherwise you can upgrade it with the power upgrade. So having only two tiers is much simpler and much easier for us to handle. This means we can actually work on having a cycle through the different offers, and this is definitely where we want to go. I mean, we've seen it that it's been quite complicated to handle three tiers. We actually failed at delivering it because it was way too costly for us and complicated to handle in terms of provisioning and how we will handle it internally. So the way forward, we really want to have this approach of having a simple and very easy to read offer, which is basically Shadow, and the ability to add options to it, whether it's storage, whether it's more computing power, and other things you can imagine, like the storage service that I talked about, Shadow Drive, and expanding with like bricks on top of it to deliver more. I think for me it's simpler and it's easier to understand, especially as what we do has a lot of appeal to 30-year-old former gamers like me, but I'm still a gamer, I'm not a former gamer, but who used to actually do their own PCs and don't have time anymore. They prefer having like an out of the box experience that works well. There is also the fact that you do not want to have a big desktop under a desk that takes a lot of dust and that makes a lot of noise, a lot of heat, etc. This is basically what you have with Shadow. You can play with your MacBook, you can play on anything, even if it's a very small computer. So all of that points at the simplicity, and we want to keep the offer simple. That's why we're not like adding tiers and have like 10 or 20 different configurations for our service. I guess it's better to have two and do them well than having 10 and do them bad.
Yeah, there's a couple of things I want to go through. Do you want the fun question or do you want the business question? I'm giving you the choice here.
I can handle everything, so give me the bad questions. I want the
No,
tough questions.
no, no, it's a business question. It's just about the Google, or not Google Drive, sorry, Shadow Drive.
Yeah.
What your new product? What is that? Because I know some people might not know what that is.
Sure. Well, the idea is to deliver a full-featured French-owned, sovereign, and transparent uh, um, storage solution for you to actually sync your files between your local desktop and the cloud. It works on any major platform, whether it's Windows, macOS, Android, or iOS. So we have native apps for those and a browser app also. It's based on the solution created by Nextcloud, which is very solid foundation for us. Their open source solution is extremely good. It delivers all the main features that you see on the standard cloud. The thing is, as it's French-owned, European, and not American, you are not subjected to the Cloud Act. Your data is secured, and there is a lot of demand for that actually, because like we see the dominance of the GAFAM is quite problematic for a lot of companies and a lot of people also. So it's great to actually have a European alternative for that. And for us, not only it's about delivering a good storage solution, but it's also to change the way we do things at Shadow. We used to have like only one service. What we want to do is expand, have new service, and create a very good synergy between them. I can give you an hint about that, but imagine that tomorrow, when you actually buy Shadow, you will have the ability to synchronize your files from the local to the distant computer seamlessly, and have nothing to do but to just say okay to Google, to Shadow Drive, to just have the two file systems synchronized.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You just having the synergies there. What's the pricing for that? Because I think it's really competitive, the pricing.
Yes, the pricing is quite simple. It's I don't remember if it has been already unveiled. That's my main question.
Was it that?
Yeah, I know it, no problem. But can I say it? That's the question.
Yeah.
Yes, it has been already detailed on the web. So it's the Shadow Drive is free for everyone for 20 gigabytes of storage, and it's $8.99 for 2 terabytes. Sorry. The idea is that we will release in Europe this fall, and after that in the US.
Yeah, that's because I've actually been eyeing it up already, so I have. I knew the pricing was pretty decent, so yeah. I'll give you the fun question now. You say Shadow has got you. You're an old PC gamer, so what games have you been playing recently?
Yeah, so I'm just like doing Death Stranding actually on PS5 right now. I'm a huge League of Legends and TFT players. Unfortunately, for those who hate those games, I'm one of them. I've played a lot of Satisfactory also, Humankind also. Yeah, many different kind of games.
Yeah, the PC games. See, I was a console gamer, and now because of cloud, I am back playing a ton of PC games now, which is absolutely brilliant. All your mouse and keyboard sort of games. I'm back playing like your Civilizations and stuff like that. It's absolutely brilliant. So you said you want some difficult questions. I will give you a difficult question. And we have seen in our channel, and we get asked about this quite a lot. There's quite a number of people outspoken on the new pricing model.
Yeah.
They think it's a tad expensive.
Of course. And that's, I mean, I totally understand them, and I totally see their point. I mean, the fact that we actually went down from $30 to 15 was like really a bad decision. There was absolutely no way of being to make profit with this kind of pricing. It was like totally impossible. To give you a hint, like the hardware today, it costs us close to 20 euros per user. So it's impossible to make money out of it. We have to pay tax, we have to pay people, we have to pay a lot of stuff. So first of all, yeah, it's impossible for us to make what we do at $15. But to understand that, you have to understand the different value of what we do. We do not actually do a cloud gaming service. We are not providing you with content that's already on our servers. We are not giving you a locked access to a specific game or a specific catalog. What we do is giving you a PC, which basically means you can do a lot of different things on the PC. You can chill on the internet. You can have a chat with your friends on Discord, which means you are connected to the server much more longer than what you do when you just do cloud gaming. So that's the first point. But more than that, with Shadow, you can actually install and do whatever you want. So you have storage, and the storage costs a lot. To have 256 gigabytes of efficient, fast storage in a data center costs like a lot of money, and it's not at all the same thing as delivering content like you will have with a cloud gaming solution, the standard cloud gaming solution. So all that together, it makes it impossible for us to go lower than the price that we actually showed.
So I think that is a point worth emphasizing there, that you are a full PC in the cloud. You're not just gaming, and that is the reason for the higher price, especially with the storage, because I think the storage is probably the biggest issue there, because you have to have that there.
Yeah, what we do on that, I mean, it's unique in the world. Like you won't see anyone giving high speed storage capacity to public to install games, to install anything they want. That doesn't exist. So we have our own solution. It's complicated to handle, and it's costly. So
that, and the reason for the change in the price is it's just to make sure these are sustainable for the
exactly
going forward. Yeah, business. It's totally understandable. You're setting yourselves up for a more steady fitting down the line.
Yeah, and the final point is also that we're actually paying Windows license, whereas I don't know if the others are. But what we do is basically give 100 euros per user to Microsoft, because we pay the Windows license. So no, we cannot go below what we have pricing right now. I would love to, but it's impossible.
Yeah, it's. I think people would understand that now, since it's been very, very well explained, Lar. With I'm just going through the list of questions I've sent you here, then I'll go into some of my slightly different sort of ones. Cloud technology is naturally in our everyday lives. Thinking about gaming, where does Shadow see the landscape heading in the next number of years?
Well, I really hope that we manage to expand a lot. I see that there is a huge demand for the kind of things we do. Where we struggle right now is that we need to set up the business model properly so that we can actually renew the platforms. Because also, if I give you a price that is very low, it makes it basically means that I will need even more time to renew the platform, and I guess the community won't be happy about that. And that's a very important part of our business. For me, when we will have shown once that we will be able to have a new platform running for everyone, it will completely be a game changer for everyone, because people will finally understand the idea of having a cloud computer. It means that you don't have to buy any new hardware.
Do you see like shadow my head's shadow power drop like 2 years time that will drop down to normal shadow. Is that the sort of way you're going to be going? That it's
Yeah, exactly. The idea that this is exactly the idea. Is if you have two platforms, you can do a cycle. If you have only one, it's impossible.
so it'll be just like that in the future. It'll be
But I don't know exactly if we will be able to do that as to do something as simple as that, because you don't
yeah
know where the pricing will be in 2 years or 3 years. I don't know. I have absolutely no clue. But that's the intent, and this is where we want to go. I'm not making any dreams. I don't know if I will be at Shadow in 3 years. I have no clue. But that's this is where we want to go. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because I think that's what everybody's dream is with the cloud is just a constant renewal of your hardware. So you don't need to upgrade again. And I'm really happy
Yeah.
that you're saying that sort of stuff, because I think that would reassure a lot of people that that's where Shadow is heading.
Yeah, and I think like it's easy to see that even like very big companies are struggling with that. You see that GeForce basically introduced a new tier to not have to not have to change all the hardware they already had. You see that PlayStation is struggling very hard to improve PlayStation now because like when you have like such a huge mass of users, it's very complicated to change hardware for everyone, and it's cost like millions and millions. Like we're talking like 100 millions for us, and for them, it's probably like billion or close, because they have more hardware, even though their users are using less the services. They have less impact on the peak time, and so with basically when they have less simultaneous users connected, but the infrastructure is like crazy expensive.
Yeah, and we're still in the early days of all this, relatively speaking, and everybody's trying to figure all this out.
Yeah.
I'm just I'm actually excited from what you've been telling me here today, because I am speaking from what our people have been telling us as well. People have been a little concerned about Shadow going forward, but I think you've reassured myself anyway that yes, it's going to be the reason for the new pricing model is this, and I think people can be reassured with that.
Yeah, I really hope so, and I hope everyone understands that we are basically doing the best we can. But yeah, it's all about imagining that when we say we have like I don't know, like 20,000 computers available, that means we actually have to buy like the equivalent GPUs and to have the equivalent CPUs backing them, etc., etc. So every time we announce a new thing in terms of hardware, it means like a huge logistic behind it that takes months and months to deliver, because we need to install the servers, basically.
Yeah. Again, this has actually been very illuminating for me, because thank you for your frankness and all this, because this is what people actually enjoy, is people just coming on and just saying how it is, because it actually just gives people a bit more confidence. It's class. Are there any little secrets or exclusive bits of info you'd like to share with us?
I don't think I have any secrets because I'm pretty transparent. I used to say everything, so little secrets. Yeah, we announced a couple of things during the last stream we did, the Shadow News that actually was streamed a couple of days ago. You can expect us to release new versions of our mobile platform with better accessibility, the ability to have to use your phone as a touchpad, and it will be much easier to handle it. To transform also your gamepad into a mouse when you're using the TV app, which is quite essential. Otherwise, it's quite impossible to use it. We've announced also that everything related to the delivery of the power upgrade is going very well. Nothing to announce in terms of delay. We're still on track, which is quite good. I guess one of the big innovation that we've been hiding, and we talked last week, during this week Shadow News, sorry, is the USB over IP. We used to have an external library that we were actually using. So it was not something that we were doing in-house, which made it impossible for us to debug and to expand the compatibility. And we are deploying right now a new version that is entirely made in-house, which makes it even more compatible, which makes it work on Linux also. And we have good hopes to release it also on the mobile platforms in the future. So it will give us more opportunities to innovate and much more flexibility to debug it, because I guess one of the biggest complexity for Shadow is to have to debug things that are related to GPU drivers, to Windows, to the local clients. What we're doing is crazy complicated. And the more we handle everything, the easier it is for us to debug and make it better.
Yeah, that's I like the mobile apps, because I think the mobile apps just really helps, like with the controllers and all that sort of carry on. And it's so handy, these little devices now. They're a blessing and a curse, but it's really class that you're doing that. So I think that we'll end there. And thank you very much for joining me today for this. Thank you very much.
Well, yeah, thank you very much, and I'm really, really happy to be doing this, and keep doing the great work you do on YouTube. I mean, I love the channel. I've been watching quite a lot of videos there, and I hope you guys also enjoy the YouTube videos we do, because we do some things that are quite fun and not usual in terms of advertising, and yeah. I hope we see each other very soon.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Are you attending Gamescom, by the way?
Unfortunately not. I'm away on holiday, so I won't be. But we are planning on doing that maybe next year, because I think it's going to be fun.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Cheers.